Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Tuesday, March the 22nd, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder and head moderator of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together, take a look at the market, macro to micro, drill down to the structure of the market, our trade levels, and our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. This is a subscription room. We do this live every day. There's no website. There's no blog. We do these live pre-market sessions, then we do live analysis and trading during the course of the trading day. If you're interested in checking us out, I'll put up my contact information in just 1 second. Without that, before we do that though, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap for education purposes only. If you're interested in checking us out, send me an email at quantumleapfeatures@gmail.com or send me a Skype request at Doug_McKay or get a hold of me through one of the other things listed. Yesterday, Friday, we had a balancing day. We are anticipating having another balancing day yesterday. That's exactly what we got. We basically traded an outside bar to the prior day RTH. We broke the low and the high. We also broke the IB low and IB high, creating a neutral day. Not a lot of opportunity. Basically, it was a trade back to balance type day. Resistant taking those breakout trades, and in the end, it was a pretty slow day and small range of a day. Overnight, we've gone up and put a new high in at 2044.75. If you remember, that 2044.75 was the target of the inverted head and shoulders and the cup and handle. So that measured move didn't come in until after the RTH session and came in the Globex session. But from there, they basically sold it off, and of course we went down, put a low in at the 28.75, right by that 2029 target. And since then, we've rallied back up to 40, and we're now chopping around in the 34.75 area, between 34.75 and 39. And we'll get into the composite and the structure in just a minute. But each day I like to start with a basic candlestick chart, a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA, and see where we are within the trends. You can see that we're in this consolidation after violating the trend that we've had going for a couple years, and right now they're trying to get back above the 9 and the 20 and get back above that year open at 2037.75. Going to the weekly, you can see we have violated the downward trend that had started, and we're back above the 9 and the 20 with a MA hug going on right now, and we're at a decision point whether or not we get continuation up, whether we come back down and test this hug and then get continuation down. But consolidation and the start of a possible upward trend on the weekly. On the daily, much different story. We've got a nice strong trend up for the last couple weeks, and got good slope and separation. Got a little bit of a technical gap going on right now. Price has been paralleling the 9 quite nicely on the daily in an upward trend. Going to the 4-hour, same thing. We've had this strong trend, but now you can see we're starting to challenge the trend, and we're coming down and testing the 20 from above. So the trend is losing some steam, losing slope and separation, and possibly coming down to be violated. Going to the 1 hour, you can see that we have rolled over, and now we have a start of a downward trend, slope and separation to the downside below the 9 and the 20. So the possibility of trending down in the smaller time frame. 30-minute, same thing, but we are challenging the trend. We're losing some slope and separation, but still the trend is down on the 30-minute. On the 15-minute, it is being challenged right now, and we're getting consolidation. And on the 5-minute, we're getting consolidation, but we're above the 9 and the 20. So the overall trend seems to be rolling over to the downside, but they are challenging. It's not clear cut right now. Going to the structure, we broke out of this balance that we were in down here, came up, accepted value higher, then we broke into the prior balance area here, got above the all-important microcomposite LVN and CLVN, and got into this upper distribution, went up into that 44, didn't quite get to the gap fill, and since then, the last 2 days we've been in balance in around this 2-day microcomposite at 39.75. Overnight, we tested the lower side of that balance down near the 27.28, making a overnight low of 28.75, and since then we've rallied back up through the CLVN at 32.75 and moving back up towards that 40 area. We are currently trading around this balance area right here. Remember that 34 was a main target above for us. It's the last price that we tried to hold value at before they fell out of the balance and went down and made that lower balance area before coming back up. So we are trying to hold value here. Key level today is going to be your warning line here at 32.75, and then the key line in the sand is going to be this 27.25. If we get below the 27.25, I'm looking for a bigger move back down towards this 19.50 area, with 24.50 being the first target below that 27.25. But I expect to come back down here, possibly even test the 16 area, and anything below 16 you got to be looking for a move back into the 2006.75. If we can hold the 27.25 or 32.75, look for them to creep up into this 40 area and possibly challenge that overnight high at 44.75 and close out the VPOC. We do have these wicks right here between 36 and 30. I anticipate that we're probably going to see some chop in this area and get stuck in these wicks before we make a move to one side or the other. So just be careful in this area. 32 is your warning line, not necessarily the greatest spot to trade from because of these wicks, but if you do get below it, I would anticipate coming down and testing the 27.25 lower side of this distribution. Taking a look at overnight, our overnight high is at 44.75, one tick above the prior day RTH. Our overnight low is at 28.75. Our current VPOC, and I don't anticipate a shift. If anything, it'll be a minor shift, is at 34.50, right around that 34 microcomposite former naked VPOC. And there is a little bit of LVN at 40.25, which is just above the VWAP from yesterday. I'm going to be using that 40.25 through to the 39 area, and above it I want to get long into the 42. Below it I want to look for spots to get short. The year open is 37.75. We're not likely to get away with it. The one thing I do have to comment on is there is some news out of Brussels about a terrorist attack, or what could be a terrorist attack. So we don't know how the market's going to react to that. So far, the market has held up pretty well, and it's being discounted at this point in time. But when the RTH participants get on board, they may think differently as the news gets disseminated out into the general public and general investing. Our open yesterday was 35. There's no real edge right here until you get down to, I don't need this anymore, so I can get rid of this and expand this out. There's really no edge right here until you get down to the 32.25. So it's going to be very hard to trade this morning because you've got balance right now overnight at 34.50, and you've got this naked VPOC down here at 32.25. So when I say that 32.75 is a warning line, it's going to be a tough area to trade from. I think below it we will take out that 32, and then we have the gap. The area and the key line has got to be right here at the 27.25. So I mean, it's just going to be, I like it. I like the long above the 37, even if you wait until you're above the 37.75 into the 39 and 40 area where the balance is, and up in to take out the naked VPOC and the naked close. But it's tougher on the short side. Although I think if you even wanted to front run this and take the 34 into the 32.25, just make sure that you're funded before the RTH low at the 32.75, and then look for the continuation down into that 29 area and the test of the lower side of balance. To the lower side, 27.25, look for 24 and 22.50. Our next big target below is going to be this 19.50, 19 area. Our 20-day ATR is running at 26.46, so our daily ATR target is down at the 18.25. Below that, this is going to be our next key support. And then below that, I'm going to be looking for a bigger move down into the 14.50 and 12.25, and really back down towards the 2006.75. This microcomposite VPOC from the gap up. Below that, you've got 03.75, 2000.99, and then the next key line in the sand is going to be all the way down to 94. Don't think we're going to get there today. To the upside, above the 37, and I would even move this up to incorporate the year open at 37.75. Look for the test of the 39.50 and above there, up into the 42, and the naked close at 42.50. The value area high is just above that. And anything above that, I'd be looking for the overnight high and a new fractal high and continuation of the trend to take out this naked gap at 45.75 and come up and test the upper side of this balance area up here at the 49. It's actually been shifted to 48.75, 49.75. 52. Our daily upside ATR target is sitting right on top of this naked VPOC. So if we get outside of range and outside of value, and we don't find responsive selling here in the 48.50 area, then I would definitely be targeting a continuation day up into the 55.25. And that next big target above at the 56.25 level, this naked microcomposite VPOC. up here. Remember that the most traded price is up in the 61s, and we are in this upper distribution. So if we hold inside of this distribution, looking for a slow grind up back into balance to find buyers, or sellers I should say, up here in the 60 area, near the microcomposite VPOC and the most traded price in 2013. That is still above us. So right now we are still in price discovery and back into former balance and inside a distribution zone. So I'm anticipating if we chop around in here and we hold above this 27 and they get back in above the 32.75, I'm looking for continuation up into this distribution zone up here and continuation towards this 56 and 61 area. There is a strong LVN on the microcomposite right here that we're going to pay attention to up in the 50 area, and I've got it marked as 52.75. Take a quick look at gold. Gold chart. We're in this balance area right here. We're holding right now a key CLVN at 52.90. Below that, I'm looking for a move back down to the 44 and 41 area. If we can hold above it, I think we just chop around in here, possibly come up and test the upper side of this balance at 63. But my main hypothesis is we just chop around in here, dip down below this this 52.30 and possibly move back into this area again. Depends on how the indices do today. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. My main hypothesis is chop in the morning, getting stuck in these wicks, testing the lower area of 27.25, possibly finding responsive buyers here and continuation up in the distribution zone that we're in above this 1450. Below 27.25, then I'm looking for the other way they could do it is they could chop around here, come up into this 39.75 area and fail from there, and then move down lower in towards that 1950. And anything below the 16, I'm looking for a possible trend day down into the 06.75 area. As always, that's going to complete our pre-market trade session. Trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.